Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Faisal Mukhtiar, a scholar of Business Administration 2K17 at Sindh University Campus, Ladwana. Today I am going to present 4 topics of business policy which are assigned by Mr. Sartaj Sanghi. My 4 topics for subject business policy are: number 1, introduction to business policy; number 2, customer driven marketing strategy; number 3, market segmentation; number 4, strategic management. My first topic is introduction to business policy. Business policy defines the scope which decision can be taken by subordinates with an organization. It permits the lower level management to deal with the problems and issues without consulting top level management every time for a decision. Business policies are the guidelines developed by an organization to govern its actions. They define the limits within which decisions must be made. Business policy also deals with acquisition of resources which with organizational goals can be achieved. Business policy is the study of the roles and responsibilities of top level management, the significant issues affecting organizational success and the decisions affecting organization in long run. Features of business policy. An effective business policy must have following features. Number 1 is specific. Policy should be specific. If it is uncertain, then the implementation will become difficult. Number 2, clear. Policy must be unambiguous. It should avoid use of jargons and connotations. There should be no misunderstanding in following the policy. Number 3, reliable or uniform. Policy must be uniform enough so that it can be efficiently followed by the subordinates. Number 4, appropriate. Policy should be appropriate to present organizational goal. Number 5, a policy should be simple and easily understood by all in the organization. Number 3, inclusive or comprehensive. In order to have wide scope, a policy must be comprehensive. Number 7, flexible. Policy should be flexible in operations or applications. This does not imply that policy should be altered always, but it should be wide in scope so as to ensure that the line managers use them in repetitive or routine scenarios. Number 8, stable. Policy should be stable as it will lead to uncertainty in minds of those who look into it for guidance. Difference between policy and strategy. The term policy should not be considered as synonymous to the strategy. The difference between policy and strategy can be summarized as: number 1, policy is blueprint of organizational activities which are repetitive or routine in nature, while strategy is concerned with those organizational decisions which have not been dealt or faced before in the same form. Number 2, policy formulation is the responsibility of top level management, while strategy formulation is basically done by middle level management. Number 3, policy deals with the routine or daily activities essential for effective and efficient running of an organization, while strategy deals with strategic decisions. Number 4, policy is concerned with both thought and actions, while strategy is concerned with mostly action. Number 5, a policy is what is or what is not done, while a strategy is the methodology used to achieve a target as prescribed by a policy. My second topic is customer driven marketing strategy and its elements. Customer driven marketing strategy is advertising to identify target market and reacting to their needs. These marketing strategies can also analyze the ways to retain customers and help build a strong relationship with them. Elements of customer driven marketing strategy. A customer-driven marketing strategy includes elements like identifying your target market and reacting to their needs. It should also detail ways to retain customers and use them to help you gain additional business. So, the elements of customer-driven strategy are: number 1, target market; number 2, meeting customer needs; number 3, building customer loyalty; and number 4, using customer feedback. Number 1, targeting your market. A customer-driven marketing strategy targets a specific market segment. Use marketing research to identify common demographic characteristics with your customer base, such as age, gender, occupation, and income level. The more you know about your customer base, the easier it is to develop a strategy that will appeal to these characteristics. As a result, you waste less time and money trying to reach unlikely prospects. Number 2, meeting customer needs. A customer-driven marketing strategy focuses on meeting the needs of your customers and examines how your products or services can meet those needs. Suppose your initial research tells you that your customers are extremely interested in receiving a high level of service. You may be able to meet this need by offering free deliveries or extended hours of operation. Number 3, building customer loyalty. Customer-driven marketing helps to build loyalty, which can lead to repeat sales as well as referral business. One method used by marketers is the implementation of rewards program where customers receive points each time they make a purchase. The accumulation of points leads to free or discount products or services. This isn't option only for available to large merchants. Even a medium-sized business can offer an attractive awards program. Number 4, using customer feedback. Use feedback from your customers to make changes or improvements to help you continue to meet customer needs in the future. For example, your customer may indicate that they want cleaner store, a different product mix, or a better customer return policy. Make any necessary changes and use your marketing strategy to get the word out to show that you are focused on serving your customers. My third topic is market segmentation. Market segmentation is a market term that refers to arranging prospective buyers into groups or segments with common needs and who respond similarly to marketing action. Market segmentation enables companies to target different categories of customers who perceive the full value of certain products and services differently from one and each other. Companies can generally use 3 criteria to identify different market segmentation. Number 1, homogeneity or common needs within a segment. Number 2, distinction or being unique from one another groups. Number 3, reaction or a similar response to the market. For example, an athletic footwear company might have market segments for basketball players and long distance runners. As distinct groups, basketball players and long distance runners respond to very different advertisements. Objective of market segmentation. The objective of market segmentation is to minimize risk by determining which product have the best chances for gaining a share of a target market and determining the best way to deliver the products to the market. This allows the companies to increase its overall efficiency by focusing limited resources on efforts that produce the best return on investment. Companies can segment market in several ways, like geographically by region or area, demographically by age, gender, family size, income or life cycle, psychologically by social class, lifestyle or personality. Number 4th is behaviorally by benefits, use or response. Let's take an example of market segmentation. A sport shoe manufacturing might define several market segments that include elite athletes, frequent gym goers, fashion conscious women, and middle-aged men who want quality and comfort in their shoes. In all cases, the manufacturer's marketing intelligence about each segment enables to develop and advertise product with a high appeal more efficiently than trying to appeal to the broader masses. My 4th topic is strategic management. Strategic management is a management of an organization's resources to achieve its goals and objectives. Strategic management involves setting objectives, analyzing the competitive environment, analyzing the internal organization, evaluating strategies, and ensuring that management rolls out the strategy across the organization. Strategic management is divided into several schools of thought. A prospective approach to strategic management outlines how strategy should be developed, while a descriptive approach focuses on how strategy should be put into practice. These schools differ on whether strategies are developed through an analytical process in which all threats and opportunities are accounted for, or are more like general guiding principles to be applied. Business culture, the skills and competency of employees and organizational structure are all important factors that influence how an organization can achieve its stated objectives through its strategic management. While in organizations, upper management is ultimately responsible for its strategies. The strategies themselves are often sparked by actions and ideas from lower management and employees. An organization may have several employees devoted to strategy rather than relying solely on the chief executive officer for guidance. Because of this reality, organizational leaders focus on learning from past strategies and examining the environment at large. The collective knowledge is then used to develop future strategies and to guide the behavior of employees to ensure that the entire organization is moving forward. For these reasons, effective strategic management requires both an inward and outward perspective. For example, a for-profit technical college wishes to increase new student enrollment and enroll student graduation rates over the next 3 years. The purpose is to make the college known as the best buy for a student's money among 5 for-profit technical colleges in the region, with a goal of increasing revenue. In that case, strategic management means ensuring the school has funds to create high-tech classrooms and hire the most qualified instructors. The college also invests marketing and recruitment and implements student retention strategies. The college's leadership assesses whether its goals have been achieved on a periodic basis.
Starting up your own business, there's a lot to take in, isn't there? It's a pretty steep learning curve, there's no doubt about that. As well as business plans, finances, revenue and marketing, you'll suddenly be introduced to a whole new world of terms that you'd have never heard of before. In my vlog series Speak Like Chef, I've made it my business to explain exactly what they mean and how your startup can benefit. Today, we're looking at the phrase strategic management. Every business, no matter if it has 5,000 employees or 5 employees, needs strategic management. Put simply, it means using and organising a firm's resources to make sure that its objectives and goals are met. Strategies are developed and used to make sure the business can be the very best it can be. That's the fancy theory. In reality, it means looking at your business culture, its foundations and organisations, and the skill and strengths of your employees and using these to achieve your goals. You might think that strategic management is something that has recently crept into the language of business, but it's actually been around since the beginning of time. Okay, maybe not quite the beginning of time, but certainly since the Stone Age. Let me explain with a little help from Rab the Rockstar. Regular viewers will be very familiar with this little guy, but I'll explain who he is for my newest viewers. You are looking at the world's first entrepreneur. Yes, really, he had the ingenious idea of making tools out of wood, flint and rocks to help his fellow cavemen catch their dinner. Well, have you ever tried to catch a deer with your bare hands? Believe me, it's not as easy as it looks. Anyway, Rab was originally given a share of the catch as payment. Before long, money crept into the transaction and he successfully monetised his business, even without meaning to. Rab's business was booming, but he quickly realised it wasn't going to take care of itself. He needed to implement some strategic management strategies, and this is what he did. Firstly, he identified what his goals were. It would have been easy to say he wanted to sell as much as he could, but that was simply too vague. Within a year, he aimed to sell 250 spears and 250 sets of bows and arrows. How could he do that? He had to organise his resources to achieve his aim. He employed people to collect the raw material, he trained workers to make the tools, and he hired a marketing and sales team to travel. Obviously, they had to walk in those days around local villages and drum up business. Strategic management meant that he had enough material to create high quality goods and he had a market.